Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about everything financial literacy. And today, I'm going to be making a compilation video of all of my secondary reporting agencies, such as Lexis Nexis, Early Warning, Chexsytems, and Innovis. And I just wanted to kind of go over all of the different occasions that you should actually be looking to remove information from here, or even if it's applicable to you, since I had a lot of questions on here. So now we'll have it all one comprehensive video where everyone can add their comments and all of their details. Okay, so for Innovis provides ID verification data to assist with fraud detections and preventions. And Innovis is a subsidiary of CBC Companies Inc. And then you can contact this company to request a free report every 12 months. Now you can create an account online with Innovis, and you can also dispute information. It says it all here on the CFPB. And like I've told you guys before, the CFPB is the only government credit bureau. Every other credit bureau is a private company. The CFPB is the only government credit bureau. They oversee everything and protect your consumer rights. If you want to look at information, check out these bureaus. I've had some people who were hesitant about actually uploading information to like the CFPB, but the CFPB would be more secure than Experian. But the misconception is just because Experian and the rest of them are just more well known, but they're just private companies. Anyway, when you get this information from places like Innovis, just understand that Innovis is a supplementary report. It's going to have the same type of information that you see with Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. So it's not going to be much that's different from there. But I have seen results by deleting information from this particular credit bureau where it does affect other credit bureaus and can assist you in getting deletions from your charge-offs. So that's the reason why you want to check Innovis. If you're having issues with getting deletions and you've removed all the old personal information, just as an additional precaution, I will go to Innovis.com. Don't just freeze it. Create an account online and delete the information. The video is going to be timestamped below. Please check the timestamp if you're having this particular issue. Again, if you are having issues with deleting a charge off, especially with Experian, in my experience, check here to see if there are any accounts that are derogatory and delete them from Innovis. They may not be there. This isn't a sure thing. They may not be there. If they're not there, then that's okay. All we're doing is just making sure that we're doing, we're exhausting all options to make sure we're in the best position to remove any of this derogatory information. Okay. Now, the next one we're looking at is Lexis Nexis. So what do? Lexis Nexis collects information from public records and multiple proprietary data sources. This includes items such as real estate transactions, your ownership data, liens, judgments, and bankruptcy records, professional license information, and historical addresses on file. Many of you have asked me a lot about deleting bankruptcies. There's plenty of people who have done it on YouTube. I don't like to have synthetic information. I've never personally done it. What I can say is from research to at least getting a deletion of bankruptcy from Equifax and Experian, you need to delete it from Lexis Nexis. I can say that. Don't ask me about bankruptcy. I don't know because I have not done it. I don't want to give out synthetic information, but this will be a step in the right direction if you're looking to remove a bankruptcy. Again, I don't want to give out synthetic information if I've personally not filed for bankruptcy and have gotten it deleted using this method. If I've never done it and you have a problem, I can't address it because I don't know. Okay. But when you're doing your research, you're going to come across this as one of the first steps. Okay. So this is a step in the right direction. Okay. So contact this company to request your report. It's free. It's really free at all times, not just once every 12 months. But this is when you want to delete this information. Now, notice a lot of proprietary data sources. The reason why Lexis Nexis is so huge is because it's a one-stop shop for a lot of proprietary data, which means if you delete a lot of information from Lexis Nexis, it cuts off a lot of other sources. Okay? Link is in the timestamp. Go there and click on it if you want to delete any proprietary information, which means public record information such as liens, judgments, bankruptcies, addresses, old phone numbers, things of that nature, employers, all of that. You want it deleted if it's old and it can be verified with a old derogatory account. Then you want to delete that information. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one is Early Warning Services LLC. Now, early warnings, as I've said in another video, they assist financial institutions with check acceptance, such as retail merchants, payment processors, and other financial entities. They assist them in detecting and preventing fraud associated with bank accounts and payment transactions. Early Warning is co-owned by Bank of America, Capital One, JP Morgan Chase, PNC Bank, Truist, US Bank, and Wells Fargo. All right. So that's the purpose of early warnings. If you have a bank account where you had overdrawn and the account was closed, this particular data furnisher might be providing this information to other institutions. That way they can warn them that there might be fraudulent activity associated with that person who has overdrawn and closed that account. Okay, when that happens, it prevents you from opening up bank accounts. Here's my recommendation. If you want to keep banking at that same financial institution, contact them, pay the balance, then challenge the early warning report there and remove it. If you don't want to, if it's too much and for whatever reason you can't do it, that's okay. You can get the information removed from early warnings. Keep in mind, you will not be able to use that same financial institution until you settle it with them. And depending on who it's with, like for example, with Chase, after a certain amount of time, they will not be looking to collect the amount. You will have to go in person, verify your identity with them, and you'll still be able to open up an account. That's just one example. Not everybody does that, but for most of them, if it's been over around 5 to 6 years, you are okay. Go in there, let them know that you had this happen, whatever the case is, and you would like to open a new account. It is okay. Banks need individuals to have money. Everyone makes mistakes. It happens. It's okay. You can go in there. You can get a new account with that bank. Just know that if you do not, that information may prohibit you from opening up other accounts. And sometimes the information is old. It should not be reporting information after a certain time. If it's, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, that information technically should not be there, which then you can get it removed. This is when you want to contact early warning. Okay. Now, finally, Chexsytems. They provide account verification primarily for financial institutions. They collect and report data on checking account applications, opening and closures, including reasons for account closure. Chexsytems is owned by the eFunds subsidiary of Fidelity National Information Services, Inc. So if you have accounts that have been open and closed a lot, they're going to report the reason that the accounts were opened, the reason that the accounts were closed. They also report check activity. Okay. They also have inquiries. Now, if you have a certain inquiry that you don't want this activity, you don't want it to be reported for these checking account applications and denials. Now they can get confused. Chexsytems is going to warn banks about fraudulent. Early warnings will warn banks about fraudulent activity. Chexsytems is going to collect reports on checking accounts, applications, opening, and closures. So that's why they can get confusing. Now, early warnings is fraudulent activity. They're warning banks. Chexsytems is going to report the opening and closure of accounts and the reasons why. Okay, they're two different things, but I understand the confusion. So if that's an issue for you, that's when you want to check this particular data furnisher. All right, The link is in the description, the timestamp to go to that video. So please, if you have comments, please leave them below. But I would suggest that before you comment, go to the CFPB, type in whatever secondary data furnisher that you're looking for, and check. If there's a data furnisher about your rent, check. There's a different data furnisher for almost every single thing. Okay? If you have a particular issue, you can probably go to the CFPB, look it up, and they will tell you who furnishes that information. That's the easiest way to do it. All right. But these four really have to do with banking information. That's the reason why they're very, very important. Lexis Nexis does a lot with your credit, and banks use them to identify you. Early warnings has a lot to do with fraud. Chexsytems, the opening and closure of accounts. And Innovis, same thing. It's your credit report, which can prevent you from being able to do a lot depending on what your credit score is. Okay? So all of these are all related in some way, form, or fashion, and they will help you when it comes to the credit repair process and when it comes to opening accounts with financial institutions. Now, after all that, if you still have questions, leave the comment below. Also, add any additional information so that you can share it with other people in this particular video. They're all linked here so you can watch them through and you can figure out what information you need to get removed from which place. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great day. Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about everything financial literacy. So today we're going to be talking about removing a charge off, but doing so by deleting information from Innovis. Now, Innovis is probably the fourth largest credit bureau that they have, and they do store some information. And just to give some clarity to exactly how this is going to work, I had a charge off on Experian that I was having a problem with getting off. It was with Premier Bank. I went to Innovis.com, ordered my credit report, and I was able to log into an account that I created with Innovis, deleted an account. When I went back and disputed the account with Experian, the account got deleted. Now, do I know if there's a correlation? I can't say for sure, but what I will say is that it doesn't hurt to try. So if you're having an issue with deleting a charge off, especially with Experian, then this might help you a lot. So the first thing that you want to do is go to Innovis.com, www.innovis.com, and it's going to take you to this page that we're currently on right now. The first thing that you'll want to do is order my credit report. When you go to order your credit report, it's going to ask you to enter your social, your date of birth, and your phone number. Once you provide those additional details, it's going to ask you for your first name, your last name, your address, your city, your zip code, your email address, and then it's going to ask you to verify your identity. Once this is done, Innovis will allow you to create an account online with them, which will allow you to see your credit report in real time. So once this step has been taken, then I'm going to show you where you go to actually delete any derogatory information. If you're having any problems with the account, you will have to call Innovis so they can help you set up an account online. Now, once you actually do this, you're going to get a home screen. It'll say welcome with your name. It's going to also have your profile information here, and there's a couple of different things that you'll see. Credit report, fraud and active duty alerts, a security freeze, and dispute resolution. So before I actually go to the credit report, let's go to the dispute resolutions. Now, once you go to dispute resolutions, it's actually just going to default you to your credit report. And here you're going to be able to initiate a dispute. So right now they actually have all of my accounts that I currently have. So there really isn't anything that I need to dispute, but let's just grab anything. And well, in your case, you would want to look at the account that you have that's derogatory. If it's not on here, then don't worry about it. This would not be applicable to you if you can't find it. That happens sometimes. Now, if you do happen to find the account that you have a charge off with, my recommendation is to initiate a dispute on that account by clicking the initiate dispute option. Now, once you select that option, you can just say whatever the reason is, belongs to another with the same name, not aware of collection claims, whatever the case is, just choose the option that refers to it. You can just even choose the consumer claims identity fraudulent, and this account isn't yours. You can provide documentation if you would like to, and then you could add additional information. I didn't provide any documentation, affidavit, or anything. I just put here that I did not recognize this account and delete it immediately from my Innovis report. Once that's done, then you can click dispute. Now, when I did this, it only took around 24 hours for this to be deleted from my Innovis credit report. Okay. Now, my other recommendation by doing this, I would recommend that you also delete any personal information that can be tied to a derogatory account. Once this is done, you would then want to follow the same 3-round process and delete that charge off again that you have with each credit bureau. Now, for me personally, this worked with Experian, and right after I did it, the charge off was removed. So I'm not sure if they actually do use Innovis to verify some of these accounts, but I will say that again, this did help me. So I recommend that you at least try it, give it an attempt, and see if it works for you. Now, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. And you guys have a wonderful day. Welcome back to Success with Steven. On this channel, we talk about business strategies, financial tips, anything to improve your financial well-being and get you to that next level of financial literacy. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I did not see much information about on YouTube, so I wanted to address it myself. And that's going to be how to not opt out, not freeze Lexis Nexis, but to actually remove information from Lexis Nexis. I've done this myself and I've already gone through the process. So today I'm going to be showing you the process step by step. First thing that I want to do, because I just want to get straight to it for you guys, I want to go over the difference between opting out of Lexis Nexis and actually having a security freeze on Lexis Nexis. So as you can see here, and I've done this before, a video on how to place a security freeze and how to opt out of Lexis Nexis. This would also freeze SageStream since they are a part of the same company. But a security freeze. So applying a security freeze prohibits LexisNexis Risk Solutions and SageStream from releasing your LexisNexis Consumer Disclosure Report and your SageStream Consumer Report or your credit score without your express authorization. So the security freeze is designed to prevent credit, loans, and services from being approved in your name without your consent. However, a security freeze does not apply to companies or collection agencies acting on behalf of such companies, with which you have an existing account that requests information in your consumer report for the purposes of reviewing or collecting the account. Now, when I was trying to repair my credit, I did find just in my personal situation that this did help, even with that disclosure that we're seeing. And when you do this for permissible purposes, and they're mandated by each state, and it's determined where you are, they won't be able to disclose the information on this report. However, when you do clean up your credit report and you do clean up any derogatory information that you have out there, when you go to apply for credit cards, when you go to apply for even bank accounts, things like that, you're going to have a hard time getting verified. Not that you can't, because my Lexis Nexis is still frozen at this time. I haven't unfreezing or lifted that freeze yet, but I will be doing that probably within the next week or two. And I just opened a bank account with someone else that I previously couldn't get one with. By this time that you're watching this video, I probably released my early warnings video, so you can check that out if you want to see what I did there. However, with this video, you just need that freeze in the repair process. When you're ready to start applying for accounts, you're going to have to opt back into Lexis Nexis. You're going to want to unfreeze Lexis Nexis. And you can see on here, you can request your security freeze or temporarily lift or permanently remove your security freeze by ordering a replacement pin. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to order your report. When you do that, you're going to order your pin regardless. So you'll need that pin when you want to lift the freeze. Okay. Next thing that we're going to be looking at, this is the Lexis Nexis opt-out form. So when you opt out of Lexis Nexis, I tried to find this information on the computer, but I didn't find the exact information. Basically, when you opt out of Lexis Nexis, it stops them from selling your information to third parties. So Lexis Nexis is a system that people will purchase to verify your identity without having to go through a longer process. Then they also sell your information to third parties that request it unless you opt out. So that's the difference between opting out. That's the difference between a security freeze. And you can also go online and you can look at this. But what I'm talking about, what we're doing today, we're not freezing. We're not opting out. We're actually going to pull up our Lexis Nexis report. We're going to look at information that we don't want, and we're going to request them to delete it. And I'm going to provide you with a template that's going to show you exactly how to do that. Before we do anything else, the first thing we have to do is request our Lexis Nexis report. So you can go to Google, you can Google Lexis Nexis online request form, or you can see here, it's consumer.risk.lexisnexis.com/request. And I'll also put this link in the description so you can just click on it for ease. Here, you're going to fill this out with your first name, your last name, your street address, all of your information. Now, do understand, this is going to take, for what they tell you, about 2 weeks for you to receive this. I think I received mine in like 10 days, so that's not too far off of a realistic time frame. When you receive this, it's not going to be a report that you can read. It's going to be a paper that's going to say, type in this link. They're going to give you a code. This code is not the same as your temporary pin to lift this. Understand me, that's separate. This is going to be a different pin. This pin will allow you to access your Lexis Nexis report online for 30 days. That's it. They're not going to send you an actual report. They're going to send you a link on a piece of paper. You type in the link, you put in the code, and then you'll be able to access your Lexis Nexis report online for 30 days. Once you're able to access that report, it may be different for you. For me, it had all of my information. It had information before I turned 18. It had the girl I was dating at the time that I was like 16, 17. It had her family address. So, I mean, when I say they had everything, they had everywhere I've ever lived. They had every phone number I've ever had. Everything about me was on this report. Okay. So from there, you're going to go over the information. My recommendation is you don't want to clean everything off of there. You want to take anything that could be linked to any derogatory account. Just anything that can be linked to a derogatory account. Reason being, they said that already on here that collection agencies, if they have proof that you have an account with them, so that's the key, they have to have some information to prove that they can have access to that report. If they have that information, they can access this. They can add additional information to help verify your account. So in the future, we want to make sure we delete every old account that could possibly be associated with this information and just leave enough that we can also be identified while we're trying to apply for things, right? Okay, so like I promised you, I'm going to pull up that template on the next step. So first step, you're going to go to the online request form. You're going to fill all this information out. And then you're going to wait to get your Lexis Nexis report. And again, that might take up to 10 days. So you'll probably have to refer back to this video. However, please watch it all the way through. It does help me. And I also want to make sure that you at least understand the process if you need to come back and, of course, watch it when you get the report. Now, when I release this video, I am going to put this somewhere in the description so that you guys can access it. I'm just going to try to find a way to put it where you can save your own copy and you can edit it yourself. That way, the original copy doesn't get destroyed. So it's going to have a space for your name, your address, the document date, so the date that you're going to submit this, This is the Lexis Nexis address. I'm putting it in a letter format just so you have the option of mailing it. You guys know I don't mail anything, but if you want to mail it, you have the option. So, and you could do both. You know, it doesn't hurt to double up. So it says to please accept this formal letter as my first request to investigate and remove derogatory accounts / items from my consumer report. Going over my report, I have found it has errors. It has come to my attention that you are reporting what I believe to be inaccurate data, which I dispute, and this letter is an appeal for your assistance. As a consumer reporting agency in 15 USC 1681 AF, you are governed by the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA. Again, that next section of the FCRA, which protects consumers from inaccurate, outdated, or invalidated information reporting of their consumer file. So I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but you understand the gist of it, right? So we're going to talk about all the information that's here, right? And we're going to make sure to include first name, last name, our social, our date of birth, our address, our phone number, our email. And you can, this part right here that says, I send this letter certified. You don't have to have that. You can actually cut this part out. But again, it's easier just to put it in letter format. That way you can take out what you don't need. And I'm going to show you what you do need to keep. So you're going to want to enclose your photo ID, your social security card, and as usual, you're going to want to have a form of proof of address, either registration, insurance, utility bill, your phone bill, a bank statement, etc., voter's registration, anything like that. That counts as proof of address. So you should have something in relation to prove that you're still at that address that you currently reside. So right here where it says Exhibit A, I hereby dispute these derogatory accounts and request the following items be thoroughly investigated and deleted from my consumer report. Now, I know this seems like it's kind of long, but to be honest, you guys may need to make it longer. When you see this report, it's a lot of information. It is a lot of information on there, and you may need to make this a little bit longer, but I put it in the sections. The name of account, name of source, type of item. You can put here phone number 70 whatever or 50 whatever your phone number is. You put that. If it's an old number, you can list that here. You could put creditor name if you want to delete some creditor information. You could put account number if it's an account. Whatever the case is, the name of the account, the source of the data, the type of the item, you could put it in this section here, and then the account number or identifier. So just use that at your discretion. Whatever can identify that account, either by a number or something specific to that. Usually it will be something numeric, but something that can identify it. So for example, name of account, phone number, account number or identifier, put the phone number, if that makes sense. If it's address, you put the address over here, but just separate it so that they know exactly what you're talking about, and you're going to list it. And again, this list can end up being longer. It doesn't have to just be this. It can be longer. Now, additionally, I added here, please add a promotional suppression to my consumer file. If you were to send this as a letter and you wanted to notarize it, I have the notary acknowledgement here. But when I release this, like the final one, I may delete this because you don't really need to get it notarized. That's just, again, I like to have these options already pre-made for people just in case you may want it. But we're not going to use all of that. What I've done, I type in all the information and then I save this the same way you would save, like the affidavit or other documents. And I just add this as a PDF because the information's too long to fit when we go to actually file our dispute. So you're going to want to make sure to list all the information here, everything that you want removed. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do on the next step to get all this information sent to Lexis Nexis and to get it deleted. So as usual, we're going to go to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That's the CFPB. And we're going to scroll down and we're going to go to start a new complaint. Once we're here, if you do not have an account, fill out this information. If you do have an account, you can go to already submitted a complaint or created your account. And we're going to either sign in or create our account here. So once you're logged in, at the very top, you're going to see something that says submit a new complaint. It's going to be a blue button. Just click on that. It'll take you here. And then what you're going to do is click on credit reporting or other personal consumer report. And then you're going to click on credit reporting. And then you're going to click next. So first, you're going to click on incorrect information on your report. And then you're going to click on information belongs to someone else, identity theft or error. And then you're going to go to, have you already tried to fix the problem with the company? Yes. Did you request the information from the company? Yes. Did the company provide this information? No. And you're going to click on next. Now from here, you're going to go to your Lexis Nexis dispute letter. And this is the only part that you're going to need to copy right here. And you're going to paste it in there. So you're going to have your name, your address, their PO box, all this information, the subject, request letter to remove inaccurate information. And we have all of this letting them know, hey, we're submitting all of our personal information to you. And we're saying that that is not accurate. So then what would be the fair resolution? You can say, delete all of the inaccurate information from my report. And then this is where you're going to add your files. So you're going to go to your Lexis Nexis dispute, the one that we put all the dispute information. You're going to attach that as a file and upload it. Then you're going to attach your ID, your social security card, which in that example that I gave you, just for clarification, because I have this here just to remind you, enclosed are the following two documents that verify my identity. Like if you don't want to have the sample here, you don't have to, you can delete this part, but I'm letting them know that enclosed in our complaint, this information is attached. All right. So enclosed are the following two documents that verify my identity. That just lets them know, hey, I'm already verified. You can't ask me to verify again. So we have all that information here, and we're putting that information here. Driver's license, social security card or second form of ID, passport, birth certificate, whatever your second form of ID is. And then you're also going to add your utility bill or whatever you use to verify your residence. And once we do all of that, we're going to click on next. Now, here we're going to type in Lexis Nexis. It should come right up. And it comes up as exactly just the name. So Lexis Nexis, all caps, Lexis Nexis, or Lexis Nexis Risk Solutions. You can just put the one in all caps. And then you're going to add all of this information here. Last four of the social, date of birth, all of that information. You can just go ahead and just get that typed in. And then your name as it appears on the report. There, let's just put my name. And do you want to complain about another company? No. When you do this, this will actually pull the same information off of Lexis Nexis and SageStream. All right, so I'm going to click myself at this point. After that, it takes you to the review. I always stop here because, I mean, at that point, it's self-explanatory and then it shows my information. And I'm just going to save time because I'll just have to cut the video at that part anyway. But you're going to click who's submitting this, myself, and then you just review the information and make sure that you didn't miss anything. Now, once this has been submitted, it could take 1 week to 2 weeks to get a response, but they will go ahead and they'll delete that information. If you've opted out of Lexis Nexis or have frozen Lexis Nexis, Once this is cleared up, you can actually opt back in and you can unfreeze it, because any information that you wouldn't have wanted to get out in the first place is going to already be gone. So now you can just go back and resume using this as normal, because again, while you're rebuilding credit, you're probably not applying for anything anyway. You really shouldn't be. Except for, getting a couple of credit builders, things of that nature. Yes. But when you get to a point where you're done with that and you're ready to start, basically we're starting fresh. Great credit profile. We got our early warnings cleared, Chexsytems cleared. Let's just get Lexis Nexis cleared up and we can start off fresh without having to worry about any old information coming back on there, or just starting from a fresh report, fresh consumer disclosure, just all fresh information where we're not going to have any derogatory information associated. And from here, of course, we're going to maintain that going forward. We're not going to have any issues or derogatory accounts going forward after cleaning up all this information. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Know that all the information that I provide you with, I had to investigate myself. I had to test myself. And I've waited to make sure that it would work for me, to know that it would work for you. A lot of the videos that I make that aren't just research based take a lot of investigation and a lot of vetting and a lot of time. So I do appreciate you guys watching. And again, I don't think anyone else on YouTube has a clear-cut video with the process of how to delete information off of Lexis Nexis. I think this will be the only one that's, or at least I think it'll be the most comprehensive guide to do that. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for me. And thank you so much for what you've done for this channel. So this is just another gift that I have for you. You guys have a wonderful day. If you've been having issues with getting approved for a banking account with banks like Chase, Bank of America, US Bank, PNC, then this video is definitely for you. Hello, my name is Steven Smith from Success with Steven, and today I'm going to be showing you how to remove negative information on your Early Warnings LLC report. Now, just for some information, Early Warning Services LLC is it's supposed to assist financial institutions with check acceptance companies such as retailers and merchants, payment processors, and other financial entities. And it's supposed to help them detect and prevent fraud associated with bank accounts and payment transactions. So what a lot of people aren't aware of currently is who owns Early Warning LLC. So Early Warning is co-owned by Bank of America, Capital One, JP Morgan, PNC Bank, Truist Bank, US Bank, and Wells Fargo. So if you've had any issue with getting these bank accounts, this could be the reason why. And if you didn't know, they're also the parent company of Zelle, the payment transfer app. So all of your payment transfers that you have with Zelle, your large transfers, any type of alerts like insufficient funds or anything that they thought may have been like obscure or strange in your banking history will show up on Early Warnings LLC. So to get started, we need to go to www.earlywarnings.com. Right. And this is going to be the home screen. The first thing that you need to do is get your consumer report. You're going to click on your consumer report, and it's going to say how to request your consumer report. You're going to get this PDF with the explanation. So the information that you need to provide in order to receive your report is going to be your social, your name, first name, last name, middle name, your physical address, your mailing address, your date of birth, and your phone number. You have to provide a form of identification. That's going to be either your government issued driver's license, your passport, your state ID, and it's going to be a form. So the only way to request this is to fill out a form online. So you're going to click this hyperlink and it's going to bring you this form, Early Warnings Consumer Identification Form. You're going to enter same information, last name, first name, middle initial, your mailing address, your current street address, your phone number, your social, driver's license number or ID number or passport number. And then you're going to enter your email. All right. Now, here's what I recommend. You don't have to fax this. You don't have to mail it in. You can communicate electronically via the secure transfer portal. So you can go to this website right here. I'm going to click on that now. When you get to the website in the link, it's going to show a sign on. You're going to bypass the sign on. You're going to skip this and you're going to go down here to where it says don't have an account, register and send files. When you do that, you're going to enter your email in the first line. And then you're going to enter the email for Early Warning Consumer Services. So let me go back. This email right here, you're going to copy this email. All right. And once you get back to that link, just make sure you go to register and send files. You're going to enter your email at the top, and where it says recipient email, you're going to click here and then you're going to click register. So let me just test@gmail.com. All right. And you're going to go to register. All right. That's the registration request. Once it's been sent successfully, you're going to go to your email for further instructions, right? All right. So when you get to the email, it's going to say a request has been made to set the password for your email. And if this is correct, please click the link within 60 minutes to enter a new password. So then you're going to click that link. You're going to hit continue. And then it says, thank you for accepting the security notice. You may continue. And when you continue, you can create a new password. Now, once this new password is created, you can go ahead and you can upload the document that you got from that PDF file with all your information. And then it usually takes between 3 to 5 business days for you to get a response. And then I'm going to show you what that email looks like. Now, I believe it took me approximately 5 days, including the weekend. So 3 business days in order to get this. So it says early warning. You have a secured message from Early Warning LLC. To access the message, open the attachment or click the link. When you click the link, you're going to click read message. All right. And then once you successfully enter the password, this is the screen that you're going to get. It's going to say file disclosure, comprehensive, and it's going to have a PDF. Attached is your file disclosure report as you've requested. Please review. Now you're going to click on the file. It's going to be a PDF and you're going to download that file and you're going to want to go through it. And then we're going to go through an example of what the early warning file looks like. All right. Now, before we go over this sample report, if at any point in time you were having an issue with creating your account or signing in, you might want to change your web browser to Google Chrome or Firefox. I had an issue when I first was trying to do it, and that actually did help me sign in. If you still continue to have issues, there is a tech support number when you're trying to register. Call that number. They can walk you through it. I had to have someone walk me through it. Now, once you've successfully downloaded that comprehensive file disclosure, you're going to get a consumer ID. Just make note of that at the very top. It's going to have your first name. It's going to have your address. And when you scroll down, all the information that you submitted, it's going to be there. Your first name, last name, address, date of birth, your social, your ID type, the ID number. And when you're scrolling down, I want you to make note of the account number and routing number of all the accounts. Now, what you're going to see is every bank account you may have had, It's supposed to be in within 7 years, but me personally, I had accounts that were 12 years old. My first ever bank account was still on this report. From what I saw, it said it should only be 7 years. Mine was on there for 12. So yours may be on there as well, your oldest accounts. And what you're going to see is the account number and routing number. And you're going to go through, and any account that either you don't recognize or that you may have a negative banking history with, you're going to want to write that account number. You're going to want to write down that routing number. You're going to also want to get the account open date. And you're going to go through and you're going to see that for every single one. And just go through, read your report. Just get the bank routing number, get the account number, get the bank name, get the open date. It's going to be just like this. Bank name, bank routing, account, open date. Scroll down. And for this one, it's very short. I think mine was a few pages long, but this one is very, very short. This is what you're looking for, though. Bank name, banking routing number, account number, open date. All right. Next, I'm going to show you a template of the complaint that I sent. So here is a template of the complaint that I sent. I'll either put it in the description or I'll try to put it somewhere where you can have access to it. But you're going to want to enter your name, your consumer ID. Remember the consumer ID from the report, your date of birth, your social, your driver's license, your ID type if it was driver's license, the ID number, the address. And then you're going to want to have Early Warning Services, LLC, and the address. Again, more than likely, I'll put this somewhere where you could just easily copy and paste it. And then I am writing to request an investigation of the following information that appears on my Early Warning System Consumer Report. And then you're going to want to go over all of this information here. So you enter the bank name, the open date, account number, and routing number. Bank name, open date, account number, routing number. Bank name, open date, account number, and routing number. And you're just going to keep enter that. So I kept the same name of some of the accounts that I had: Citibank, Bank of America, Discover, Wells Fargo, all of that. All right. And you're going to copy this. And then we're going to go on to the next step once you completed that. Now for the next step, we're going to go over to identitytheft.gov and we're going to click Get Started. And then we're going to click on I want to report identity theft. And then we're going to go to debit, checking, or savings account. And then we're going to go to open a fraudulent checking or savings account. And then we're going to click continue. Now, once you get to the first step, you're going to want to enter the bank or credit union. I'm just going to enter the first example that I had. So Citibank, when did you first see the problem? You're going to enter the month and the year that you're currently in. Right now it's March 2024. If you know when the account was open, what was the month, what was the year? If we go back and we took all the information down, open date was March 22nd, 2018. Okay, so we're going to go back. We're going to enter March 2018. Any amounts that you don't know that are unauthorized, and then you're going to enter the account number. And for my example, I just used all zeros, and then you're going to enter your routing number. You can add up to 5 accounts. If you have more than 5, when we get to the personal statement step, that's when you're going to enter the additional accounts. So I'm just going to hit add another fraudulent bank account at the bottom. Now from there, repeat the same steps. The bank's name. You first notice the problem, the month and year that you're currently in. The date, the month and year that the account was opened. Any estimated charges, account number, routing number, and then add, or if that was it, you hit continue. And then on the next step, you're going to enter your first name, your last name, your primary phone number, your email address, your date of birth, and your current mailing address. Because I've done this before, I'm not going to be able to fill out another one today, but you're going to want to go to step 3, suspect information. You're just going to ask you if you know of anyone who may possibly you suspect that did this. They're going to ask you for any additional information. Answer the questions like you've answered them if you've watched any of my previous videos on how to do that. If not, at this part, I'll link a video to how to fill out the affidavit for identitytheft.gov. The personal statement is the point where you're going to enter the other accounts. If you have more than 5, you will have to manually type it at that point. You're not going to be able to copy and paste it. That is normal. You're going to hit review complaint. From there, you don't have to create an account if you don't want to. It's going to ask you if you want to create an account. You can say no, not at this time, skip that part, and then you can download the affidavit. Once the affidavit is downloaded, then we're going to go back to earlywarnings.com. Once you're back on earlywarnings.com, you can go back to your consumer report. And when you scroll down, there's an option that says you would like to dispute something in your early warning consumer report. And then once you do that, you're going to go to send your report dispute to early warning. You're going to click on right here, consumer services.early. Once you get back there, you're going to log in using your email address, which should be your username and your password. Once signed on, it's very simple. It's just going to be a page where you can submit documents. Now, a couple of things. If you had issues, again, you want to use Google Chrome. I noticed that when I tried to use Safari again, I wasn't able to upload documents. So you want to upload the affidavit that you downloaded from identitytheft.gov. You want to make sure to add a copy of your ID, your social security or a second form of ID, something else that you can attach to it. And then you want to go ahead and you want to type in our complaint. So there's going to be a section where you can add documents. There's going to be a section where you could type everything in. You're going to take this entire document that we have here with your information. You're going to copy it. You're going to paste it in to the section where it lets you put the text in. Again, attach the affidavit. Attach a copy of your report. Attach your identifying information, an ID, driver's license, social, birth certificate, just 2 forms of ID. And then you're going to send that off. Now, once you've sent that off, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the CFPB. When you get to the CFPB, you're going to go to submit a complaint. Scroll down to the bottom, start a new complaint. And then you're going to sign in. Once you're signed in, you're going to click on start a new complaint. And then you're going to click on credit reporting or other personal consumer report. And then you're going to click on credit reporting for the type of reporting product. And you're going to click on next. You're going to click on incorrect information on your report. Information belongs to somebody else. Have you already tried to fix this problem with the company? Yes. Did the company request information, or did you request information from the company? Yes. Did the company provide this information? We're going to say no. And then we're going to click on next. And for all the options that I've told you today, you don't need to modify it. Do everything exactly as I've done it. Don't do it any differently. Do it exactly the way that I've done it here. So now we're going to take and copy again our entire template. Copy that. And then we're going to go back to CFPB and we're going to paste that in here. It's going to ask you to describe what happened. You already wrote everything out. And then you're going to copy the bottom part here and say, I'm requesting the following information be deleted from my early warnings consumer report immediately. And here we're going to attach all of our files. We're going to attach our entire report. We're going to attach our affidavit. We're going to attach our photo ID, social security number or a card or another form of identification, and a proof of address, just like we do before on all the other disputes. Attach all that information and then click on next. Once you go to company name, you're going to type in Early Warning Services LLC. It's going to come up. And then it's going to tell you that we need this information to help find the company, or to help the company find you in their system. And of course, you check everything. You fill that information out, and then you're going to enter your name as it appears on the report. And then step 5, who are you submitting the complaint for? You're going to click on myself. And at the end of this, as we've done before, you're going to click on review, and then you're going to submit. So I'm not going to submit this because I've already done it. And that'll be it. That is the entire process for you to see that complaint. Now, I just did this recently, and I'm going to be making another video after this video, just explaining the process, explaining exactly why I am waiting to release this video until after I know everything has been successfully completed. But at the time of you viewing this, if everything was done properly and I vetted this and I vetted the method, you should have everything deleted off of your report. And somewhere in the description, just read at the bottom, I will let you know exactly how long it took for that result. And I will let you know after I apply for a few bank accounts and test them to make sure that there were no other issues. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and please view some of the other content. If you haven't downloaded that Ultimate Credit Repair Guide, that's on my website. And I also have the free credit budget calculator. I also have some information on business credit if that would interest you. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great day. Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about everything financial literacy. And today I'm going to be showing you how to remove any information from Chexsytems. So this is actually a very easy process, and there's a few different ways that you can do it. I will show you one way, and then I will show you another way that you can do it. Either one of these ways work. But I do believe one is slightly easier than the other, but they're both fairly easy. So the first thing that you'll want to do is go to chexsytems.com, exactly the way that it's spelled, www.chexsytems.com, and you will need to register for an account. So if you look on here, it already shows you how to opt out if you want to report identity theft, your right to dispute, and your alerts that you can have on for this particular information. So if you have it frozen, that's okay. You can still do this. The first thing that you want to do, though, is register. Now, the registration form is done within 3 steps. The first thing you want to do is enter your first name, middle name, last name, your previous last name if it changed or you got married, your date of birth, your social, verify your social, and then submit your address information here as well as your zip code. So once you fill out all this information, it's going to take you through step 2 and step 3. Since I already have an account, it won't allow me to move forward. You will be able to register for the account and log in. Now, I will say when I first set up this account, I had a few issues. That was a few months ago, and I don't recall exactly what issues that I had. I will say if you're having issues with your browser, use Google Chrome or use Firefox if you're using Safari. I will also say that I had to call Chexsytems in order to have them help me with setting up this account. Now, if you're having issues, contact Chexsytems. They will be able to help you. Now, when I first called them, they did ask me why did I want my report, which I thought was a weird question. I told the representative because I just wanted for my records. He asked me if I was to decline for any bank information. You don't have to say that. I told him that it's just because I want it for my records and I can have it if I want it. It's my information. It worked out. I was able to eventually get into my account. I had some password issues, talked to another representative who was in the tech support for the online accounts. Really cool. So your experience may be based off of who you talk to. But once I did that, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you actually log on to your Chexsytems account after you're registered. Once you are registered, this is going to be the Chexsytems homepage. You'll have the home, request your reports. If you want to report identity theft, your security freeze, there's a tab for education, dispute, and opt out. All right. And it even tells you right here, Chexsytems is an all-in-one solution for your financial wellness and identity theft protection. They're a specialty consumer reporting agency under the FCRA. All right. So when you go here, the first thing you want to do is request your report online. You can do that by going right up here to the top and then clicking consumer disclosure. When you click that, it's going to say you can request a report to learn what information, if any, is listed on your consumer file at Chexsytems. If you have been denied an account and Chexsytems was used in the decision process, this information will help you understand what may have contributed to that decision. Have you been declined an account during the past 60 days where Chexsytems was used in the decision process? I would always select no. Don't acknowledge that. Just say no and then submit. Once you submit, and this website is very slow, you'll notice that when you're setting up the account, it takes a while. Give it a second. It will load. Once it loads, it's going to generate your consumer disclosure report that's going to have all of your information on Chexsytems. Now, at this time, I already went through this process. I disputed all the information. So the information that's going to be on here, it won't be anything that's bad for me. Now, what I noticed what they had addresses, phone numbers, things of that nature. If you're looking at this now, more than likely I already blocked it out because it has my personal information. But for you, it should have your first name, middle name, last name, your address. It'll also have your consumer ID. It'll also have your personal information. It should have a couple of addresses, some phone numbers, some emails, your date of birth. I removed any emails I didn't want. I removed any phone numbers I didn't want. I also removed any alternative names that I did not want. Now, when you're looking at your report, you're probably going to see inquiries from different banks that you may have applied for, and you're going to see who actually inquired with you. Now, after you look at this, you'll get an idea about which people pull from Chexsytems. All right. That's really going to be the main thing here that you're going to be looking for. Now, once you have your report, you basically see if there was anything that was possibly negative on the report or anything that maybe you did not want, you will be able to dispute. All right. So once you have the report, there is an option right here with this little white paper, and it downloads it for you. As you can see, when I go here, there's a document here. It downloaded my report. Keep that for your records in case you get locked out of this account. It happened to me, may happen to you, but just keep all of that downloaded and make sure that you have that information. All right. Now, this is the easy way of doing it, in my opinion. You can go to the dispute tab here. Now, it says if you dispute the completeness or accuracy of the information in your consumer file, you have the right to submit a dispute directly to the source of the information. However, if you prefer, Chexsytems will contact the source on your behalf to initiate a reinvestigation. Reinvestigations are usually completed within approximately 30 days, 21 days for residents in Maine. All right. And although not required, supporting documentation may be included with your dispute with the reinvestigation. Documentation may include, but is not limited to, identity theft affidavits, which if there's something on your report that has been from identity theft, you know how to submit the affidavit. We've done it a lot on this channel. If you don't know, I'll link that here because I'm not going to do it on this video, unfortunately. This is so old, I don't have the real-time information on how I did it. So I don't have it, unfortunately. But if you've been on this channel, you know how to submit the affidavit. You know how to add information there. You do the same thing. You can come back here and add it for supporting documentation if you need it. Okay. If not, then that's fine. We hit continue. All right. So as you can see, and I may have to block out some information, but there's different tabs here. There is name, address, email, phone number, date of birth. This is personal information. The only thing you would need to do is click dispute, and then you can select the reason for the dispute. This information is not mine. If you do that, then you can add here exactly why you're disputing this, and you can dispute the name. All right. Now there's other information here, reported information. As you can see, there's no items found. I already removed all the reported information. If it was here, you would be able to dispute it. There's inquiries that were viewed by others. So a long time ago, there was a Citibank one. There was also one from Cash One LLC, DBA Cash One. I think that was Rapid Cash. I probably got a payday loan or something. But if I wanted to dispute this and say, hey, this inquiry is a result of identity theft, I could dispute the inquiry here. All right. And the selected item has been added to your dispute. You can continue to add additional items to dispute and then to submit the request to Chexsytems. All right. So as you can see, you can go through, find more information. There's some other stuff here like Credit Karma. That's normal. PayPal credit, normal. This is the one from Goldman Sachs, normal. All this stuff is pretty normal, but it does give you an idea of who actually uses this, who's looking at this information in order to qualify you for things. So if you were denied, you can actually see if the bank did pull this and denied you. And again, the reported information is the one that you're more than likely going to be disputing. Once you go to the items to dispute, you can submit. And then it's going to ask you, once it finished loading, do you want to upload documentation to support this dispute request? Okay. Now, it's loading here. Again, like I said, this website takes a while. I'll probably cut to this part. But if you wanted to upload something, you would then click yes. Now you can upload the file. So if you did have that affidavit and you wanted to upload that file, you can then go here to upload it and then you can submit it. All right. I'm going to also show you an example of what it looks like once you dispute information with Chexsytems. So the first letter that you're going to get will look something like this. It'll say, "Dear, your name. This letter pertains to communication that Chexsytems Inc. has received about information contained in our files. Chexsytems is a nationwide specialty consumer reporting agency under the Federal Fair Credit Reporting Act. What do you need to know?" So they've initiated a review of the consumer file relative to your communication and will send additional correspondence to you when the review is complete. If you have disputed information under normal circumstances, a reinvestigation will be completed within approximately 30 days, 21 days for residents of Maine. So pretty much the same thing that we read before. This is a standard notification that you will get. And this notification is going to actually be in your Chexsytems online account profile. I'm going to go back at the end and show you where to find that. Now, if you noticed on the previous letter that I received, the correspondence was sent on March the 11th, or at least they responded on March the 11th. Now, this is March the 12th. So same thing, dear Stephen Smith, this letter pertains to communication that Chexsytems has received information about contained files, and based on the content of your communication and our research of the situation, the information below has been removed from your personal information section in the consumer disclosure report. Enclosed is a copy of the updated consumer report, which was created using identifiers provided to us. So this information is more likely going to be blocked, but they remove that information. And then so on and so forth. You'll get a letter that says personal information was removed. You'll get a letter that says reported information was removed. And you can just go ahead and continue to dispute that information. And you can do it all on one dispute form. Now, this is the easy way of doing this. And then let's go back to our actual homepage. All right, now back on the homepage, all of your correspondence are going to be here. You can click at the bottom, view all correspondence, but your disputes will also be here in the dispute center. Of course, for me, no items are found because I'm not disputing anything right now. But as you can see for Chexsytems, it's really comprehensive. Everything's already built in. So it's very easy for you to dispute any negative information that could be hindering you in opening a bank account. If you go to, opt out and you want to opt back in, you can actually request to opt back in on the website. My recommendation is once the information, is removed, you want to opt back in because you will not be able to open certain bank accounts if you're not opted in and let them see this information. So this is, to me, the easiest way that you can do this. This isn't the only way. You can also do a complaint with the CFPB. There's another way on the homepage of the website where you can submit the same information, but this is the easiest way to do it. I also want you to keep in mind that even if you delete anything from Chexsytems, let's say you have you had an old account with Goldman Sachs that was written off or something, it was a write-off, or you had a bounce check here. The thing is, if you have that original financial institution, whoever you originally had it with, this doesn't clear up anything that's with them. Their information is internal. If you had something with them, it's still there. It does not go away. This will not delete anything that's internal for that particular institution. You need to deal with that directly with them. Now, what this will do is, for anyone new looking at your account, they will not see this derogatory information that you have removed. Okay, so just understand, this does not remove the information from the place that you had the derogatory information with. It's just any other future place that looks at this will not see that if it's removed. My other recommendation is removing any old personal information that you do not want. Now, before we go, I'm going to show you again on the homepage how you can also submit this information if you have a problem making this account online. Let's say that for some reason you're having an issue creating this account and registering for it with Chexsytems. You can request for them to send you one of these reports, and then I'm going to show you how to do it on the homepage. So we're back on the Chexsytems homepage. If we scroll down right here where it says right to dispute, you can click submit a dispute here. Now, have you received your consumer disclosure report? If you haven't, then you could click here to request it, of course. But let's say in this case, you just say yes. You can then enter your first name, middle name, last name, date of birth, all of your identifiable information, your driver's license, state, your address, and then here you would go dispute number 1. You would type in personal information, reported information, inquiries viewed by others, check cashing inquiries, inquiries only viewed by you, retail information, history of checks ordered, your social security number, validation or unknown. So just know, for Chexsytems, these are the only things that they're going to have: a little bit of personal information, reported information, which is the main one that most of us are probably going to be looking at, inquiries viewed by others, check cashing inquiries, bounce checks, which, a lot of people aren't using checks that much anymore, but if you did do that, it'll be here. Inquiries viewed by others, retail information, history of checks ordered, so on and so forth. This is the information that Chexsytems has. If you're looking for anything else, you might want to check early warnings or a different one, but this is what they have. Listed on the disputed information, put the date the information was reported, describe the nature of the issue, and then you upload any documentation, affidavit, police report, whatever you need to add. You can also click here, dispute another item, and then you go number 2. You can do that, and then you can, of course, again, upload documentation, agree to terms and conditions, do the captcha to confirm you're not a robot, and then submit. So that is the alternative method that you can also dispute things on Chexsytems if you're unable to register for an account and you just want to log on to the website, go here, and then submit the information. That is the alternative method of doing this. Hopefully, this answers the question. I know that you guys had a lot of questions about Chexsytems, and this should be like the easiest, most straightforward way to remove any derogatory information with Chexsytems that you'll ever find on YouTube. So if you do appreciate this type of content, please like and subscribe. Share this with anyone that may need it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to answer those questions for you and give you some alternative methods, because there's actually a few different ways that you can dispute this information. This isn't the only way. Again, there's a way through the CFPB as well. I only need to do this one time, never have to do it again. Again, it's fairly easy to do this with Chexsytems. The only thing you really have to do, which probably will be the hardest thing, is registering online and creating your account. And if you have any issues, once again, contact Chexsytems. I won't be able to help you with that. you need to contact them. They can help you set up your account online, and then the rest would just be following the exact same steps. Again, I can't give you step by step because everyone's information is different. When I disputed mine, I really didn't have much of anything. So it was like a couple things I had to dispute, some old personal information. I was done. Haven't had to deal with this ever again. So hopefully it works out that easy for you. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day.